Wow, I didn't realize there's different opportunities in different ways where you can earn in this industry. Do you mind sharing, like, kind of and you may not go into detail, but what's the basic commission structure if somebody's interested in having a real estate business or become licensed?
I guess I don't understand the question exactly.
Oh, so how is like, um, I mean, I know, I don't know if like if you are signed with a brokerage company, do they get a percentage and you get, how is the commission usually set up?
Okay, that good question. So, and going back to your previous question about what you need to do, once you take your state exam and you pass, you are licensed, but you can't sell real estate. You can't be out here actively working as a realtor or a real estate salesperson until you are with a broker.
Okay.
Managing broker. So, like I mentioned, I joined the Lux agency once I got my license. I was with New Michigan Realty. Now I'm with EXP Realty. I have to be assigned to a broker who manages me, so to speak, not on a day-to-day basis, but they are definitely responsible for what I do out here in the industry. So in order to practice, you have to have a broker. So you take the test, you do your pre-licensure training, you take the test, you pass. You may have already selected a brokerage that you're going to be assigned to or work with before you pass the test, or you may wait until after you get your license and then select a broker.
Okay.
Then once you have done that, part of the interviewing process is to ask those very important questions like, what type of training do you offer? What type of mentorship training program do you have? And what's the commission split? Because let's be honest, we're not doing this for free.
Right.
So we want to know how much money we can, we stand to make. Now, it's going to vary from broker to broker.
Okay. Very.
With EXP, they are very much like agent focused.
Okay.
So we have an 80-20 split. And then
Oh,
once you reach your cap level, then you go to 100% of your commission.
okay. So let's say, just to kind of break it down, there's a house that's sold for $100,000
Thank
you
you for
with
keeping the math around. No.
$100,000 house is sold. Um, And then you said it's an 80-20 split. Is it traditionally the brokerage gets 8% and then you split 80-20 of that, or how does it?
So
How's it?
there is no set commission, but what we have seen to be the standard, if you will, in this particular demographic, speaking about Metro Detroit, or in Michigan, it's a standard 3%, whether you're on the buy side or
The seller side.
sell side. Yes, I'm sorry. So, but that's not to say that that's going to be in every case, but we're just talking on average or typically that's what you see. So on $100,000 sale, then the 3% commission would be $3,000
Okay, so the agent going to get
for that side of the transaction.
that side of the transaction.
And then when you do your split, if you're on an 80-20, then that is $2,400 to the
Okay.
agent, 20% to the broker.
Oh, 20%.
Some brokers do 50-50, especially for
Oh,
new agents. I know that was what my contract was with the first brokerage that I was with, was a
okay.
50-50.
50-50 split. Okay.
But I was willing to do that because I saw value in having someone walk me through the process through several, through my first few
Right.
transactions.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. So I'm curious. It sounds like the company you with now, you said it's web-based, virtual. It seems like there's some advantage to that because my understanding before, when I talked to agents in the past, with the traditional brokerage, whether it's Century 21 or Realty One, that you had to pay a monthly fee or office space or something like that. Has that changed now, or what's the current situation going with that?
No, so that is still the same. And that's one of the things another thing that I appreciate about EXP. Now, we do have a monthly technology fee because it is a web-based company. You pay for access to the systems, but you have just infinite amounts of training that is available. excuse me, in addition to that, like you have this network that is, you're not limited to someone who's in your particular office. Like I confer with agents that are all over the US. So like that's the benefit of that. And that is the monthly fee that I pay. If you have an office in some of your traditional brokerages, you will not only have your monthly fee for doing business, like maybe you pay an office fee, which if you pay, I'm just going to throw an arbitrary number out there, like maybe you pay $200 a month office fee, then your split could be 60-40 or 70-30.
Okay.
But if you don't pay the office fee, you may be on something like a 50-50 split.
Okay. Okay.
Or if you pay a lesser office fee, you would be at like a 50-50 split. So it's like either you pay it up front or, you know, they get larger portions of the deal once you actually close something. So, you know, those are very real questions to ask, because you could potentially have office fees. And a lot of people would say with EXP, like, you know, I want to be in an office. They thought that you couldn't have an office. Well, our collaboration does have an office here, a brick and mortar, where clients you come in and we can meet with them face to face. But then we also have the opportunity of being web-based. So you're not required to be in an office.
I like that flexibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of support they give to agents?
So, and that's a whole nother opportunity. So, and I don't know that this exists in other brokerages. They hadn't in the two that I belonged to prior, but with EXP, they have what's called an expand or a mentorship program. So, like for your more experienced agents, you can be a mentor to newer agents or agents who have closed fewer than 5 deals.
Okay.
And so that's an opportunity when you come in.
Are you a mentor with the EXP?
Yes.
Okay.
So you do have to go through a certification program in order to become a mentor as well. But when you come in as a new agent, if you have closed less than 5 deals, you know, you kind of are voluntold that you have to have a mentor.
Right.
So, I mean, but it's a good thing because you don't know. Yeah. So there's that, and as well, there's online training. And when you have your license, in order to practice, you also have to belong to some sort of board. So you have Detroit Association of Realtors, you have the Greater Michigan Association of Realtors, also known as GMAR or DAR. And then we have the National Association of Realtors, which is NAR. To practice real estate and have access to the MLS, you have to belong to a board. So there's training that you classes you can take through those associations as well. But EXP specifically offers a ton of other training. And then we have focused territory type meetings with the broker that's assigned to our particular area or territory. And that is true for all of the different other territories over the US. And then we have people like they just made, they just formed this alliance or partnership, I guess you'd call it, with Grant Cardone. I'm not sure if you're familiar with who he is.
I'm familiar with 10X Grant Cardone. Yeah.
Yep. So his name has just been all over the place. I hadn't heard of him before until Clubhouse. And he was like in all the rooms and everybody was like, Grant Cardone, Grant Cardone. So of course I had to go and research.
10X Rules, yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's a phenomenal book too, by the way. And then he just did one is like Sell or Be Sold, I think it is.
Sell or Be Sold, yeah.
So yeah, Grant is kind of really becoming a well-known name.
Oh, okay.
They developed a partnership. I'm sorry.
He has a partnership with EXP with the sales training.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And one of the cool, like, so we get on with him and do a similar situation like this with the Zoom call. And he comes on and does, there's some motivational speaking, but then there's also strategy sharing. So it's like, hey, these are strategies that are effective. And like I've been using this phrase lately, like the high impact activity. That is something that I'm really kind of just focused on. And he talks about things such as that, like low income or low impact versus high impact activity. And so having him be part of what we have access to has been huge.
Okay, okay. I wanted, for the little bit of time we have left, I wanted to go into a lot of people may want to know, like, what is the different programs available for first-time home buyers?
There are a number of programs that are out here, and that's why, when everybody knows a realtor, but the thing that separates us is really the relationships that we have. And like, you want to work, I would like to think that for myself, I'm a realtor who has worked to build relationships so that I can stay in the know about the latest programs that are available for my customers, my clients.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have a lot of different programs that are out here. The MISHDA program is one that's been around for a long time, where you have the regular MISHDA, which you can go conventional or FHA, but if you require down payment assistance, there's that $7,500 that they if you for qualified home buyers, meaning that you have to meet a certain credit score requirement to qualify for the down payment assistance. There's that. And then there's also like the flex program that they have. So, if you have somebody who doesn't necessarily have a credit score that's in the high 700s or 800s, they would still be able to purchase a home even if they've already purchased one before. Like through something like the MISHDA Flex. And I don't want to name any particular banks or anything, so I don't want to get into any trouble with that. But I do have lender partners that have programs where they're able to qualify home buyers with credit scores as low as 580. But of course, the better your credit score, the better your interest rate will be. And then also, if you're looking for that down payment assistance, you do have to be at a minimum of the lowest I've heard for down payment assistance is like a 620.
Okay, okay. It sounds like you have a lot of expertise with that, and people should holler at you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Home buyer, you missing a lot of programs.
We don't want to leave any money on the table, so yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you, what changes have you made due to COVID-19? I've been following you on social media, and I'm not trying to be funny. It seems like you closing the deal every other day. So I was like, well, it doesn't look like business is slowed down. But I'm curious if you could share with our listeners and our viewers, what changes have you made, or what's going on? Because you seem to be out there getting it done.
So one of the things that I will say, I have become way more conscious of the contact that I have with people. So you definitely want to make sure clients are staying safe and secure and, knowledgeable about what the risks are, being shopping for homes throughout the pandemic. One of the things I started doing for my new client package was including like hand sanitizer. And that may sound small, but you don't realize, like, if you're doing 5 showings in a day, you want to be able to sanitize your hands. So, something as simple as that. And letting the clients know, like, this is not just about a transaction for me. I actually care about you and your well-being. That has been huge throughout the pandemic. And then also, this is not a new thing for me because, having a background in IT, obviously, I have an understanding of how to leverage technology, but I've even had to help my clients really kind of lean more into technology during the pandemic. So it's helped that I have this ability, having been in help technical support and things like that throughout my career, being able to walk somebody through for the first time how to set up an email. I know it may sound strange, but we work with people of varying ages, how to set up an email or how to add an application to their phone so that they can easily access documents, so they don't have to have physical copies of things. They can electronically sign. Those have been major advantages, and I won't call them challenges, but opportunities during the pandemic. And then, now that things are starting to loosen, we still want to be responsible and everything. I have a listing that I'm getting ready to list in the Southfield area. And because I'm thinking about my clients, I'm like, we want to make sure to minimize the risk of anything happening to you all. So one of the things that we want to do is throw a really awesome open house. And, so if we can get tons of people in there in one day and not have to have the house on the market for months where you're doing a couple showings a day, that's ideal. So like those are the things that we're looking for, the way to drive traffic in a shorter amount of time to reduce the amount of exposure for clients.
Okay, cool. Um, as we come to wrapping up, I'm curious if you could just take a moment to speak to somebody who may be on the fence, being a first-time home buyer, and then also that person who is curious of, I'm interested in having a dual career or having a career in real estate. What would you say to both of those two people?
I would definitely say, just like with any career, real estate is no different. Reach out to somebody who is, in there doing it and being successful. Find a mentor if this is something that you're interested in from a career perspective, and ask the questions. Ask if you can shadow, because you may not even know what questions you have until you kind of experienced it a bit. So I think that would be my recommendation there. And For a first time home buyer or someone who is thinking about, like, do I really want to purchase a home? And I hear all the time, like right now, especially people like, I'm just going to wait for the market to
Right.
collapse. Well, I like to think that, you know, we never can have any guarantees, but the way that money is being distributed to borrowers is a much more, I will say, much more tedious and strenuous process at this particular point in time. Like lenders aren't playing when it comes
Right.
to qualifying borrowers. So, with that being said, and then just it's not just the houses that are increasing in price. You also see development in the neighborhoods from a commercial standpoint. So I think that just as a community, we're evolving and building. So that being said, homes are increasing in value. So I would say that this is still a great opportunity to get out and purchase your first home. Now, maybe you don't look per se into your forever home that's already your forever home and has
Right.
all the latest bells and whistles, but this is a great market to look for those opportunities to buy a house that you can get at a good price and come in and put your own touches on that property and build in some instant equity. So it's like looking at that home as an investment. You're buying it at a good deal. You're coming in and making sure you're working with a real estate professional that can tell you about what the market value is, so that you don't update yourself all the way out of what the peak of that market is. But you can find that even balance to have a home that you love, that you help to make your own, as well as building some value and equity. And if no other time besides right now is showing the value of home ownership, because like we are seeing people literally walking away with the closing table with $100,000 plus check after they've satisfied their mortgage. So you've paid off all your fees, including a mortgage, and you walk away with $100,000. Like, that's the value of owning a home.
Right. I like what you shared about uh, earlier, just regarding for first-time home buyers, the different programs and different opportunities, and just we seeing what's going on in the market. Man, I almost feel like we could have a whole podcast about becoming a first-time home buyer. We may have to do that. Uh,
Oh, for sure.
and I like what you share about those who may be interested in being an agent, about finding a mentor and um, maybe even asking to shadow somebody to ask questions. And that kind of transitioning to what I wanted to say before we close. And this wouldn't be Detroit Metro Plug without you sharing your social media handles, your website, uh, some advantages with being agent with EXP. How will people get in touch with you? Somebody who may be listening or watching, say, hey, man, I'm interested. I want to know more about this. I want to reach out to you. what's the best way people can get in contact with you?
So I know this is going to sound strange, but I'm still a little leery about putting my phone number out there.
You
But
don't have
it's
to put your phone down. You can do your website, your Instagram, or your business landing
I
page.
think that's funny because my number is on my business cards everywhere. So while it still is unnerving, it's just the nature of being in sales. So I do have my social media page, business page, as well as a website. So for my Facebook page, you can find me Talisa Cohen hyphen the realtor who listens.
Okay.
And then I have my webpage, which is talisa.cohen at exprealty.com.
Okay.
That will get you to my website.
All right. Give us that website one more time.
It's talisa.cohen at EXP Realty. Actually, there's no dot. So Talisa Cohen dot exprealty.com.
TalisaCohen.exp.realty.com. Is that right?
One more time. So Talisa Cohen dot exprealty.com.
Okay, great, great. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just very thankful to have our guest to talk about being a real estate agent in today's market in the Metro Detroit area. She comes with a lot of experience. She shared a lot of programs, a lot of opportunities. I want to encourage everybody to check out her website, her Facebook page, get in contact with her if you are a first-time home buyer, or maybe you have a home you're thinking about selling, to go to your forever home, check her out.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get into the business, maybe she can help you, point you in the right direction, and maybe join a great company she's with EXP. So reach out to her. I appreciate your time. I know it's the holiday weekend. Thank you for taking this time. Any closing thoughts before we close out today?
I want to thank you for the opportunity to join you for the podcast today. Like, this is an awesome experience. I don't know if you can get this, but I love talking about real estate and I love talking about business opportunities. So, if people have any questions or concerns, I definitely would be open to connecting. I'm always looking to connect and build relationships. And I didn't mention before, but like with interest rates being at the, all-time lows, this is a great opportunity to transition into that more of your dream home. And a lot of buyers who are sellers then who become buyers are realizing that their payments don't change, because when they bought their first house, the interest rates were much higher. So now they get into a bigger, better house and they're paying the same or a little less. Right. So I want to put that out there for anybody who is interested in knowing the current market value of their home. Please reach out to me. I'd be happy to do a free market valuation and let you know what you would likely gain from selling your property in this market. And, I also say that I'm really excited about young people who are interested in looking into the opportunity of working in real estate. So if you have any youth that are, seniors in high school or somewhere in that vicinity, early college age students, I love to work with those youth as well, just because the earlier you get started, and we already know that story.
Okay, great. Awesome. Again, thank you for joining us on the Detroit Metroplex podcast. I encourage, if you like our content, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button, and please share it with family and friends. Thanks for joining us.